listening to Canadians. I think we're listening to Canadians and what Canadian wants, and I see that a lot of our policies and our amendments, alludes to that. And, and showing Canadians that we're ready to govern. Pierre is ready. He is the right person for the job. This country's a mess, and we're ready to clean up the mess and put Canadians back on track.
He said he admires the dictators in Cuba and Beijing, his radical censorship laws, which Margaret Atwood called creeping totalitarianism, and which make news disappear from social media, violate our constitutional freedom of expression. We will repeal Justin Trudeau's censorship laws and restore freedom of speech on campus, online.
So, Alexa for Urban News, and today is the third and last day of the Conservative Convention here in Quebec City at the Centre des Congrès. This morning, we witnessed the vote for the Constitution, and this afternoon will be the vote for the politic. I wanted to ask the people if they are satisfied so far of the vote of the amendment for the Constitution, and what is their takeaway so far of what they heard this morning during the vote, and what they think that will resonate the most in Canadian after these 2 days of convention. So let's hear what they have to say to me.
This is the first time I've been a conservative for a long time. I kind of fell off the rails with another person, but I have confidence, and I'm glad that I'm part of this and that the people couldn't come here and that I'm kind of representing them.
I think it's fine. It's not very exciting stuff for the Constitution.
I think the party has matured greatly. I think the Constitution, if you noticed, every resolution passed not only the majority, but also every single region in our double majority system. So there was really a great deal of solidarity, a great deal of unity in the party in support of those constitutional amendments.
Most of the issues passed by a substantial majority, so I have no complaints.
We have a democratic process, and people from the different regions got a chance to have their input, and it was successful.
I mean, there could have been more stuff we could have voted on, but that's what was there. So, yeah, I'm happy with it.
But this was all amendments.
Yeah,
They were amendments. So they were corrections from yesterday. Yesterday was a long process, long procedure. You were there. Yeah, we were all in different rooms. So this was the clarifications that needed.
So what is your takeaway of what you just heard so far this evening?
What I'm taking back and sharing with my friends is that I'm seeing a lot of things that happen in the freedom movement that we're seeing in the policies that we put forth. And it was nice to hear the man mention about the freedom convoys and that kind of thing. You can see that there's some people that kind of split on whether or not they supported it, but I'm glad I'm seeing it here. It's good.
I'm actually looking forward to the stuff this afternoon because there's more meat there. Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
Well, we've got some interesting things that are going on the policy front. I think things that are resonating with Canadians broadly. Speaking to environment, speaking to modern day financial issues for folks. I think the policies that this convention are going to lead to are going to resonate with a lot of Canadians.
Well, I can tell you, all we feel is momentum. People are more focused on the election that we need to have in Canada to get Pierre Poilievre in there as Prime Minister so he can make life more affordable for everyday Canadians. That's what people here are focused on. And we'll go through the constitutional amendments, we'll go through the policy amendments and resolutions, but really, people here are ready for an election. We're motivated behind a new leader, and we're going to form a government, a majority government in this country, and get Canada moving again.
This morning, and really all of the days, it's about trying to make the country both more prosperous and more free, and both of those are important.
This morning, I think that we are getting organized. We got a plan, and we are going to bring it home. We're going to be the next government of Canada, and we're well organized and ready to do it.
I think the double democratic process is extremely important. It represents the country across the board. I think it shows that it's not one province that's dominating the party, which is a misperception I think the country has. So I love that. I think it is a grassroots, and so the people really speak, and there were a lot of votes that people were surprised that went a certain way. But when the grassroots are speaking, it's actually the people. which is a different process for some parties.
And what do you think will resonate the most after this convention?
Oh, absolutely. The unity of the party from coast to coast behind our leader, behind a mission to get our caucus elected from coast to coast so that we can fix the problems that this current Liberal government is laying at the feet of every single Canadian, particularly our seniors and young Canadians, anyone trying to buy a home. We need to make big structural changes in how we get homes more affordable in this country. That's what we're focused on, while the Liberals are focused on things that don't matter to the everyday Canadian.
Well, I think right now what people are really concerned about is dollars and cents, right? Managing their household budgets, making ends meet, getting rid of a carbon tax.
I think, as Pierre said last night, people are looking for hope. They're looking for government to help rather than oppress them, and that's good news.
I think that what Canadians are going to see is that we have a leader who's organized and who's ready to take over and hit the ground running after the next election.
Some of the things that I like is about the freedom of speech, and and we're listening to Canadians. I think we're listening to Canadians and what Canadian wants, and I see that a lot of our policies and our amendments, alludes to that, and and showing Canadians that we're ready to govern. Pierre is ready. He is the right person for the job. This country's a mess, and we're ready to clean up the mess and put Canadians back on track, to be proud Canadians, and around the world to say we're Canadians, we've got it together. This is how you should run a country. This is how the people want to live in a country where it's fair. You can afford housing and food and all that. Look after Canadians. Canadians are first.
Don't forget, if you want to help us with our journalism, you can do so at rebelfieldreport.com. You can chip in what you can, and we thank you in advance because without you, we cannot do our job. Thanks.